Welcome back to another Metared CTF 2022 second stage write-up video. In this video, we'll be walking through all the STEG challenges that this CTF has to offer. Let's get into it. So we'll be starting off with Lit 101. And it says, I love this poem, and hit a flag there. So they give you the raven.pdf, and I have it open over here in Adobe Acrobat. And as you can see, it starts with the flag format in bolded characters. And then if you scroll down, you see the closing brace for the flag format. So that means our flag is contained somewhere in this text, and we need to kind of expose whatever it is. And if you notice, if we zoom in a little bit here, you'll see that a lot of the characters in here are bolded. Well, if we string all those characters together, we'll get our flag. So we can go ahead and get started with that. So we're starting off with the flag format, of course, CTF UA open curly brace, and then an F, and then an I, and then an N, and then a D, and then notice that this dash right here is also bolded, so we'll do a dash, and then an M, and then an E, and then this dash right here is also bolded, so we'll do another dash, and then a B, and then an E, then an S, then a T, then an I, then an E, then an S, and then you'll find that that's the last character. And scrolling down, we just have a closing curly brace we need to add. So that should be your flag. And the reason why I already submitted it was because I wanted to make sure that I had the correct flag, because some of those characters bolded were kind of hard to see, like the eyes. So let's go ahead and submit. Of course, it says I already solved this, but now we can move on to magic surfing. I love waves. Want to surf? So they give you a surfing.jpg. We can close that and open up our Kali terminal. And I have the challenge directory right here. If we ls, we see we have a surfing.jpg. Let's go ahead and EOG it. Whoops, sorry about that. And it's literally just a dude surfing. What if we tried to run binwalk on it? We see that there's a zip archive in there. So let's try extracting that archive by doing tac E. Now we have a surfing.jpg.extracted. Let's go inside there. And then we see we have a troll.mp3. Okay, my first inclination is to check the spectrogram of that. So let's bring that over to my Windows machine where I have Sonic Visualizer. Let's see right here. All right, let's open up Sonic Visualizer. Drag that in. Oh, I dragged in the wrong file. Sorry about that. I was not paying attention. Meant to drag that in. All right, now let's drag that in. Can't drag in a JPEG to Sonic Visualizer. It just doesn't work. All right, there we go. Layer, add spectrogram. I don't know why that's whited out like that, but the first one will be all channels. And then if you zoom in, like so, you'll actually find the flag right here. And it's a bit hard to read, but it says, do you like waves sound in Leet Speak? So let's go ahead and start typing that in. Maybe we can make it a little bit easier to see. Changing the color up a little bit. There, that looks a little bit better. CTF UA. Do you like waves sound. I think that's correct. So let's submit it. All right, let's move on to let's save the beach. Like the sand, every bit counts. Okay, so for this one, I had the challenge file loaded up here in Windows to begin with because we need to analyze what kind of file that is. And I could do it in Linux, but it is corrupt. So let's take it and drag it into HXD. And you'll notice this is a PNG file by the IHDR and IDAT headers. And if you scroll all the way down, you'll see the IEND header down here. So all we need to do is correct the header up here, which will be 89 and then PNG like so. And then let's go ahead and change the file's extension to PNG as well. Okay. Now we're just gonna go to our let's save the beach challenge directory on Linux and drag that in there. Don't know why I was having trouble there, but there we go. And then all we're gonna do is, we'll first navigate to it in our terminal here. And we're gonna just run ZSTEG on it. Then you'll notice that there's this weird CTF UA hash, but it's not really a hash, it just kind of acts like it. But this will be your flag right here. All we gotta do is take that and paste it into the cipher identifier to figure out what kind of cipher that is. And it ends up being base 32. So we can paste that in here, decrypt, and there's your flag. Amazing how all bits matter. So we'll copy that, paste it in, and submit. All right, let's move on to the final challenge, which is a doozy. So this one's called Chaturn Pog, and here's what it says. So there's this content creator that I like to see, and I made this challenge based on his stuff. You don't need to know him to do this challenge. This may contain some spoilers for the upcoming video, so you've been warned. The first password is divorce. From there, you're on your own. So they give us this, what is this? Diablo the Cheater JPEG. And I think I already have it saved on my Kali box. Let's check real quick. I do not, so we'll need to bring that over. And whenever there's a password involved with a JPEG, my first inclination is to try doing STEG hide on it. So let's try doing that. And it says the password is divorce. Okay, so that worked. So now we can cat out that hi there.txt. Hi, thanks for doing my challenge. This is a stupid topic, so don't pay too much attention. This challenge was based on content from a content creator I like. You don't need to know him to do this challenge, but just in case you want to know, I put his YouTube, Twitch, and LinkedIn below. The images and files used in this challenge were not created by me. They were instead taken from Google Images, Twitch, or this creator's Discord. I just used them to do this challenge. Hope you like it. Bye. Okay, so what we're interested in is this Mediafire link right here. So let's go ahead and click that. Make sure to control click it so it opens up in your browser. All right, then we'll go ahead and download it. We show that in folder. Then we're just gonna cut that. And we're gonna bring it over to our challenge directory. Like so. All right, so now we have it in there. Let's try unzipping it. It didn't unzip for some reason, and I think it's because it's probably password protected. Yep, you see the little lock icons in our archive manager. So we need to figure out what the password is. We can do that very easily with John the Ripper. So we're gonna do zip to John, and then we'll just call it, yeah, steg.hash. And then we have that there. We can cat it out so you can see it, okay? And then let's do, first let me minimize this so this is easier to see, okay? And then let's do John, and then like so. Take it a few seconds to crack. All right, we got Doug as our password. So let's try that on the file, and we'll need to just do it here. Drag those out into there. Password is Doug. All right, now we have an oil.png and a rigged.jpg. What we're actually going to do is try, first of all, since it's a PNG, let's try running zsteg on the PNG. Nothing. All right. Let's try taking this PNG and let's bring it over to our Windows machine. And I'm just going to open this with Paint. And then we're just going to use the paint bucket, fill in the black background with white. And you can see that there's actually another password down here. Dougtopian Empire versus Chaturn Empire. And that's actually going to be the password for the next steg hide operation on rig.jpg. So let's try running that on our rigged image. Dougtopian Empire. Probably should have just copied it and pasted it, but I didn't. There we go. Typed it in right the first time. So let's cut out the new file. And let me minimize that directory so we can see it better. All right, we got another media file link. Let's close that. Let's maximize this. All right, let's download the new file. It's a PNG file this time. And I can't open the directory for some reason. Oh, it did open it. Just didn't pop it open. So let's take that and put it back into our challenge directory as well. All right, let's close that. Close that. Okay, now we have the PNG in here. Let's try running, well, let's see what it looks like first of all. Okay, it's a bunch of planets. Let's try running strings on it. And we have another media file link in the strings of the PNG image. So let's open that up now. Download the new zip file. Okay, now we'll cut that and put it on our challenge directory as well. All right. See what we're looking at here. Okay, we got 3 files here. They don't appear to be password protected, so we can just grab them and paste them in. All right, close that browser window. Let's clear up. Okay, so we have this readme, please or don't do it, your choice.txt file. We also have this ghost1.png. And we have a doomguy.jpg. If it's anything like the previous phases, this doomguy.jpg probably has a password for steg hide that we need to use to extract the next phase or whatever from it. So let's go ahead and cat out the readme. So I don't know how to put this, but even though Empress Ghost is a recent conquest of the Chaturn Empire, they are already a key piece to our empire. So some god in the chat decided to make them a D&D character sheet. Try to find it, and the passphrase to the next part is the player's name on that character sheet. Well, we have this ghost1.png, so the character sheet's probably in there. So let's run binwalk on ghost1. And we see that we have a zip archive in there somewhere. So let's try running binwalk tac E on it. And now we have an extracted ghost1 PNG directory, so let's go in there. And there's a PDF file. All right. So we can actually open up that PDF, of course, and we're looking for a character name, which happens to be right here, which is Jirak25. Okay. So that should be our password for the new JPEG image as well. So let's do STEG hide, extract tech SF on Doom Guy, Jirak25. It wrote the extracted data to pog.jpg. Let's take a look at that. Okay, it looks like a truncated image file. So we need to expand the height of this image to see if there's anything underneath. Now, it does look like the sides are cut off as well, but those don't actually end up mattering for this part of the challenge. So let's go ahead and grab that image file and port it over to our Windows box. And then we're going to open up HXD. Now, if we look at the properties on this image file, we see that it's 333 by 340. So we just need to find wherever in this hex that 333 and 340 are represented, and then change the height or width value accordingly. So we can easily do that just by running Python. We need to convert 333 to hex. So that ends up being OX14D, which is the same thing as saying OX014D. And then we can do 340 as well, which is OX0154. All right, so now we can just find those in the hex itself. Let's try doing a Control F, of course, and then hex values. And we want 014D. Okay, ends up being right here. And then 0x154 is right here. So it's height then width, because usually when you have something by something else, so 333 by 340, it's width by height, but it looks like the height is before the width. So all we need to do is increase this. So I'll just make this a 2 right here. And as you can see, the width will stay the same because that'll actually screw up the image itself. We're going to save that, and then we're going to reopen our JPEG. And there's our flag. Twitch chat is the main character. So I'm thinking maybe we could probably use Tesseract to grab this flag instead of typing it out. So let's try doing that. Let's open up our Kali box back up, and let's drag the pog.jpg into there. And we'll just go ahead and replace it. It doesn't matter. Then we're going to run Tesseract on pog.jpg. And we need to supply it with more. Oh, that's right. We need an output directory. There we go. Oh, wait, no. Let's do out. Here we go. And let's do out.txt. It says bad data. Okay, so the image is messed up. So that's not going to work. We'll have to type it in. Sadly. If there's errors in the JPEG, Tesseract won't work. And because we don't know the exact original height of this image, we can't really determine what, unless we just cycle through the height and guess with a script or something, we can't really determine what the correct height is for this image to get the proper flag. So let's just type it in. Once again, the flag is Twitch chat is the main character, and you'll submit. And I already solved this because I thought I was going to get first blood on it. I ended up getting second blood on it, as you can see here. And that's because originally the challenge scoring system was messed up, so it wasn't properly recording people's solves on it. So unfortunately, I didn't get first blood on it. But oh well. And that wraps it up for all these STEG challenges on the CTF. If you enjoyed the video, drop a like and subscribe to the channel to show your support. Turn on post notifications to get regular injections of cyber content directly into your feed. Check out our Patreon, join our Discord, and follow us on Twitter. Links in the description box down below. And leave any feedback or questions in the comment section down below. This is Almond Milk. Thanks for watching. Goodbye, world.